welcome back to my channel. And the other day I sent out on Instagram and my Facebook page asking you guys what your assumptions are about me. Obviously, a lot of people assume certain things about other people, and it's just always curious to know what other people assume about you. So I decided to jump on the YouTube bandwagon because I've seen this going around a lot on other YouTube channels, and I thought I would ask you guys that question and see what you guys actually really thought of me or what your assumptions were of me. And I was so impressed by so many of the comments and your assumptions about me, and some of them actually just made me laugh, and they just made me feel so good because nobody actually assumed anything bad or horrible, which that's exactly what I was hoping for, but obviously was prepared for the worst as well. So we are going to go ahead and get started, and I'm going to share with you guys some of the assumptions that you guys had about me. So let's go ahead and get started. The first place I'm going to pull from is from my Instagram account, and let's see. Rebecca, which I actually personally know her. Anyway, she said that her assumption about me is that I am the most organized neat freak my side of the Mississippi. And she says that because she actually lives in California, but she's actually from Alabama. That's how I know her. But she is right. I am the most organized neat freak this side of the Mississippi. Now, I don't know if it's like really like crazy of this side of the Mississippi, but I do like to organize, and I do like to have everything neat and tidy. I like to have everything in its place. I like to know that when I go look for something, it's right where I left it the last time. And I just think that that's I don't know, I just like that. So she assumed correctly. Another young lady said, basically a very determined, upbeat person with little patience for negativity. And you nailed that one right on the head, because that is exactly so true. I am very determined, you know, but I'm only determined like on my personal schedule. So like if I want something, I get it done. So I'm very determined and very like ready to get it done. I want it done and I want it right now. And I think that somebody's other assumption about me is like, when I want something, I want it now. And that is so true. I don't like to wait. I have very, very little patience for having to wait for things. So when I want something, I want it like right now. And I have zero tolerance for any negativity. So if you guys seen like any negativity that's been posted like on my Facebook page or comments or anything like that, I will immediately just address them really quickly, and then I will be like, bye Felicia, I don't have time for your negativity in my life. So move on with your negativity. I am a very positive person. I always look at the best of everything and the best in anybody, but I'm also not a pushover. I'm also very careful with things that I hear or see, that type of thing. But yeah, so there I have it. Another person said that I'm very tall. I don't think that I'm very tall. I'm only 5'6". So is that considered tall? I don't know. I don't think so. But I'm only 5'6". So if I was tall, I'd probably be a little bit thinner. Yeah. Okay, so another person says, very fun, outgoing, loves to decorate, and is for sure good at it. Well, thank you very much. I do love to decorate. I love to make my home a place that we enjoy staying in, a place that we love looking at, something that is eye appealing. I love to decorate. I just think that it's just fun, and it's very therapeutic for me too to like decorate and throw a pillow here and throw a picture there. I just love that type of stuff. I've always liked that. I've always kind of been like that, even when I was a teenager. I remember when we were redoing our bedrooms, and I was allowed to pick out like my wallpaper and stuff that I had, and my wallpaper in my room was black wallpaper with like really pretty florals on it, and then the bottom part of it was like a white, so it kind of like balanced each other out. It was really, really pretty, and my bedspread was black. My bed skirt was white with like black trim, and I just had everything visioned out. I picked everything out, and I absolutely love that. And since then, I've always just loved to decorate. I've always just loved to have things in places. I just love it. So you got that right about me. Alrighty, so the next one is, you seem very brave. There doesn't seem to be much that scares you. And this is so true. Not much actually scares me. And someone actually said her thoughts exactly underneath that one as a reply. And you're right. Nothing really scares me. And it's so weird to say, but the only thing that actually does scare me is dying. I am so afraid of dying. I don't know what it is about. No, I do know what it is about dying that freaks me out. And I don't really ever talk about this. It's just something that I keep to myself. But now that we're talking about this and sharing, you know, assumptions or whatever, death is like the only thing that scares me. And the reason why is because once you're dead, and everything else around you just still continues to go on. Like, all of my stuff will be sitting here in my chair and my makeup table and my husband possibly and my family. It just, stuff like that scares me. So I just want to live life to the fullest. I want to enjoy it, and I don't ever want to think about that thing. So that's like the only thing that scares me. I love scary movies. I love gruesome documentaries like of Ted Bundy and what's his name? I can't think of the guy's name right now, but I love stuff like that. The JonBenet Ramsey case. I love stuff like that. So really nothing scares me, and I don't get scared about a lot of things. Not at all, except for, we just said that, the D word. Okay, so somebody else says, you love your family, you have been through a lot, and you love to touch people's lives. Well, I do love my family, and I have been through a lot. Personally, I have been through a lot with my my previous marriage at a young age, and then having 4 children, and then getting divorced at a very young age, and being unsure of everything at that time, and then going through the divorce, and going through custody, and going through fights and stuff like that in the courtroom. Yeah, that is a lot that I've had to go through, and that is just, I don't know, I can't even, like, that hurts. Those type of things like hurt, and losing my kids hurts. It's just one of those things. Yeah, it's horrible. So I have been through a lot, but I always look at the positive in everything. I always look at the brighter side. I never let that get me down. I never allow that to depress me ever. And I always try to keep that, you know, inside, and only, you know, deal with it on my own time. But I do, when she said something about touching people's lives, I did start reaching out to other families that have been through the same thing that I have been through, and that's an amazing thing. And then obviously all of you guys too. So, all right, so would love to be neighbors with you. Looks like you guys have a lot of fun. We do. We have a ton of fun when we are together. It just kind of like, when we're not together, it's just like, okay, when's the next party? Where are we going to go next? But it's always something to look forward to on the weekends, because sometimes at the last minute, somebody will send out a quick text and be like, hey, everybody's meeting over at such and such's house. Bring your drinks and a snack, and that's it. So we always have so much fun. Alrighty, you are a very strong woman that has been through a lot, and seen like you don't like to take a lot of crap from people, not afraid to stand up for yourself, and love your family and enjoy life to the fullest. Every single one of those things you said was correct, and I have touched on those things as well. And I do love my family. I do love my family a whole bunch, and I love not only just my mom and my dad, my sister, my brother, my nieces, and my nephew now, but I love my extended family as well. I love my cousins, and I love my aunts and uncles, and so I always try to keep in touch with my family, especially if they're distant family, distant relatives or whatever. I always try to keep in touch with them as well. And I do not take any crap from anybody. I will stand up and I will fight. I will fight like a boy if I have to, and I will pull hair, and I will dig my nails in if I have to. So yeah, and I will stand up for myself. I don't take any crap, and I never ever have taken any crap from anybody. And I think that's so funny, because going back to like my divorce or whatever, the judge actually said that you have a very strong personality, and he couldn't handle it. Really? Well, my thing is, he's a man, grow up hair, so a whole other story to get into with all of that. But nonetheless, yes, I don't take a lot of crap from anybody. And that, my dad taught me that. My My dad always said, stand up for what you believe in, fight if you have to fight. He goes, and I will always be there to back you up 100%. And so we've always been like that. So let's see. I would love to be your friend. You've got spunk, grit, fashion, cooking, and decor savvy. I aspire to be you. Well, thank you so much. I don't know so much about the cooking because I don't really like to cook a lot. I enjoy the presentation of the cooking afterwards. So I enjoy the presentation of everything, and I actually enjoy if people like it. So, and that's always very important to me. My mom likes to cook, so I got that from her. But I do have a lot of spunk, and I do have a lot of grit. Thank you so much. All right, the next one says, you have an incredible zest for life, and that I do. You are friendly and warm and passionate about family, fashion, home decor, holidays, cooking, travel, and makeup. It would be great to be neighbors with you, but I'm glad we are friends on Instagram. And I am too. Thank you so much. Okay, now I'm going to go over to my Facebook page and read those assumptions. These have been so fun. I've loved reading all of these. It has been so fun to read these, quite honestly. Let's see. I have to get to those. Takes me just a second. Let's go. Okay, so here we go. Oh, was that it? No. Oh, yeah, here we go. 8 of them. Okay, you get things done early. You don't like to procrastinate. You are definitely an up and early girl. Get your hair and makeup on and out the door, and you certainly like a day that is well planned out. That I do. And when I read that, I was like, she nailed it. That is exactly what I love. I love to get things done early. I have said this several times. I love to get out of the house as early as I possibly can. If stores are opening or whatever, at least by 9. I like to get my stuff done, get in and get out. And I like to be back home at a certain time because traffic gets so crazy around here that I do not want to have to tolerate or put up with any of the crazy people that are out there on the roads these days. So, but yeah, I love to get my stuff done. I love to get it done early. And I do have everything pretty much planned out for my day, for the week, for the month, that type of stuff. And I love to plan things, and I love to have it put on my calendar because it helps me look forward to doing things as well. And actually in writing things down too helps me get that stuff done, because it's like I wrote it down. So if I write it down, I have to get it done. So that is something that I always like tell myself. And then there are some days where I just don't feel like it, and I want to just pull back my hair and stay in my jammies all day long. And guess what? I can, because I can. That's just what I want to do, especially if it's like gloomy and cloudy and rainy outside. Ugh. And P.S. your hair always looks beautiful. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Let's see. I assume you like cohesiveness. You function much better in an organized setting. That I do. I also assume you like structured plans, but also a bit spontaneous and fun. I do, and I am very spontaneous. I'm okay with going off of my schedule, and I will tell you an example of that. When I was with my mom back in September, and she and I did like the Memphis thing and St. Louis or whatever, on our way to Memphis, I saw a billboard that said, the coal miner's daughter museum and home tour, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I did not know that this was on our way out here. We are stopping. So we stopped, and that was completely off my plans. That was not written on my schedule, and so it was very spontaneous, and I'm okay with that. I do not mind that at all. Let's see. Seem to be a little bit of a creature of habit. Yes, I do. You don't tire easily of things you enjoy doing. Nope, because I am a creature of habit. You guys know this by me watching 90210 a lot, going to Panera Bread a lot, doing and saying kind of like the same things, wearing the same things, or the same type of fashion. So yes, creature of habit. You nailed it. Let's see. You also find fun in doing everyday things. I do. I find fun in everything that I do. If I'm doing laundry or cleaning the toilets or whatever it is, I always just try to find fun in it, because why? Why wouldn't you want to try to find fun in everything that you do? It just makes you happier, a happier person. Let's see. Seem to have a kind heart and play things a bit close to the vest. True. Love and enjoy your channel, Angie. Keep up the good work, and thank you so much. I totally appreciate that. The assumption I have about you is that you try to cram too many things into a small amount of time. You overplan and end up spending less time with the people you love, and the people who love you want more time with you. You have all the best intentions, but you are always on the go person. Well, kind of true and kind of not true in a nutshell. Let's see. I don't try to cram too many things in because I always have a list, and I know that if I don't finish everything on my list, then I know I can push it off to the next day, especially if it isn't anything important. So I really don't try to, I don't think that I do. Maybe, again, that's what you assume about me, but I don't think that I do. And I don't really overplan at all. I do not overplan anything. I always try to have a list, and I always have a time. And a perfect example of that is when we go to Boston in May. I'm already planning out like when our flight arrives in Boston, and the time it's going to take us to get to Salem, and the time it's going to take us to get back to Boston, and going over to Cape Cod and looking at the lighthouses, because we only have like a day and a half to do all that stuff. So I'm very like organized, structured, planned time to time to time to time of where I'm going to do anything. So I don't try to cram too much in, but if I can put something else in there, I might, as long as we can squeeze it in, as long as we can do it. And the people you love want more time with you. They probably do, and I would like more time with them, but it just sometimes happens, especially when you live a couple of hours away. You don't get to spend as much time with the people that you love, and that's always a problem. I love your hair. Thank you so much. Let's see. I assume you and Brian make a ton of money because you can do Disney World so often and because your home is beautiful. Well, I have an annual pass, so that is why we are able to go as often as we do. And I don't make a ton of money, but my husband makes a very good living. He has worked very, very hard to get himself and us where we are to this day. He has really climbed and worked his way up the ladder from his very first job before I even knew him, and he worked himself up the ladder and got himself in a position where he could use his skills and talent and share that with other people. And then, yeah, so he's really worked himself up, and then now he's buying this company, and wow, so it's going to be quite the journey for us. So yeah, thank you. Your hair looks so good. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And I think that was it that I could let's see all comments. Let's see, you do things early, your hair looks great. So yeah, I think that was it. That was all of the assumptions about me. Thank you guys so much for participating. I really enjoyed this because, like I said, I was just like really shocked to hear all of the assumptions about me. I just think it's cute. If I did miss anything or miss anybody's, I apologize, but I did check Instagram and I did check on my Facebook page to make sure that I covered everybody's assumption about me. Thank you guys so much for participating, and I just laugh at those assumptions. Thank you so much. I will see you guys next time in Wonderland. Bye.